Should fighters that miss weight face a penalty point loss to start bouts? I believe. You went first. So it's me first.
Yep.
You know what? Like at this time, like I'm not gonna ramble in any sense about how much money I've lost betting on certain fighters, because I seem to be doing that on every podcast now, and I'm starting to sound like a gambling addict. So I don't want that evidenced. You know, I don't want my kids looking at this in the future and saying, "Oh, like that's what Daddy's doing. That's why Daddy's screaming at the TV on a Saturday night because some idiots lost him money." Yeah, I think. Yeah, I can't. You know, I can't say how many times that I've done a bet before a fight. You know, I've picked a certain fighter, and then it comes to weighing night, and then the opponent steps up, and looks like the Michelin man on the scales, smiling, clearly not dehydrated, and ready to sit on someone's head, with a clear advantage. And I'm there thinking, right, just rip up that bet slip right now. This was a bad idea. I think what bothers me about the weight cutting situation is I think it's really getting to the point where some fighters are deliberately not cutting those last few pounds to gain that advantage. Like they're thinking to themselves, all right, I'm probably going to lose 20% of my purse. And again, we talked about this before. If I'm getting my win bonus and I'm going in there with a much better chance by being bigger than my opponent, I might as well not cut those last £5, have the advantage on fight night. And then when I kick that guy or girl's ass, I'll happily hand over 20% of my purse because I'm getting my win bonus anyway. And then I'm also ascending up the rankings where I'm going to get bigger and more important fights down the line. So yeah, like it's just, there's the incentive that's in place right now clearly is not working because fighters seem to be doing it all the time. Like we pretty much get every card where somebody is not missing weight because they couldn't make the weight, but they've just got to a certain point and been like, yeah, I don't really want to do this. I think I'm going to go in there and toss this guy or girl around, get an easy win, and then the benefits of that will come later on down the line. So I just think that it's at the end of the day, they're allowing them to cheat by not docking on this. So I feel like if you dock a point, it would certainly illustrate who's doing this on purpose and who genuinely has had a weight botch. Because like I said, there are examples of that out there where people genuinely, they get sick, they have issues, they have a weight botch. It happens. It's happened to the best fighters, and it will keep happening. But what I want to cut out is those situations where fighters are doing it on purpose. And if they have that point docked, it completely changes the entire way that they go about that. And I think it's something that you need to do. We need more severe penalties for this stuff. And yeah, it's just a way of stamping out cheating, which I think we need to see.
Yeah, initially when I thought about this, I was like, no, you can't do that to the fighters. That's not fair. They need to start off at 0-0 when they come in, but they're not starting off at 0-0. The way that you illustrated it just a moment ago, as far as them being happy on the scale and they didn't have to go through that suffering, that shouldn't be rewarded with them coming into the fight happy and ready to go, and just they're going to be on the winning side of a math equation because they're going to win this fight. And statistically, the fighters who have missed weight win more often than not. So I think that that is definitely something that should be in play, with one caveat. I think that on the women's side, there are instances where their cycle may play a part in them retaining water and not being able to cut weight. So I think that there has to be some sort of doctor's influence when it comes to, yes, this person was able to cut those last 5 pounds, or no, this person was not. And I think it's really focused on the women's side. Men's side, I mean, it's almost like, I don't know what's going to stop. Either you pull out or you make weight, one of the two. But like Jocelyn Edwards is a person that it immediately makes me think of. She was going, I can't remember which fight it was, but she missed weight, and that was the reason that she missed weight, and she won the fight. So I think that is the only asterisk that I would put on it. But I actually agree. I think that should be something that is done. So when they start the fight, they're already down in that round, and the best that they can get, unless they completely starch them, is an even round. I mean, that's going to definitely keep them from missing weight 100%. It'll also keep them from signing up for fights when they know that they have a weight issue. So it'll serve a lot of purposes if they institute that. So I'm gonna say
yeah, I completely agree. Again, this is another thing I want to ask the people watching in terms of comments, because there may be some alternatives that exist that maybe we didn't consider. So please drop those in the comments if there are any ideas you have that would help eradicate weight cutting, because obviously there's a lot of organizations over the world that do it differently and do it quite well. I know that one is quite highly favored for the way that they handle the whole weight cutting situation in general, and it's something we're actually going to talk about a little bit later on. But yeah, if there's anything you can suggest that may be a better alternative, please drop them in the comments. We always like to hear what you've got to say.